Board. Hey everyone, welcome to this week's team training. Super excited to be linking arms with the gorgeous Lee Campbell from Queensland. Tamara is actually in theatre at the moment, so I'm going to be quickly just sharing who Lee Campbell is. So Lee Campbell is a brand new National Marketing Director for the Juice Plus company. She has been in the Juice she took 2 years to get to National Marketing Director. She's a single mum with 2 kids. She's a beauty therapist. She's very big on personal development, and she's very much big on sticking to your mentor, sticking to them like glue. She's also very big on unleashing that inner Wonder Woman. And without further ado, I'd absolutely love to pass it over to Lee. She's a massive inspiration. Hearing her NMD story at our conference this year, I know she inspired so many in our team and also myself. So Lee, I'm going to pass it over to you, babe, and to share your words of wisdom and really kind of what got you to NMD, and so you can share with everyone tonight.
Oh, thanks for the introduction. Amazing. Thanks for having me on tonight. Yeah, wow, where do I start? A little bit about my story. As Val said, I'm a single mum of 2 boys, and I started this business, it was nearly 2.5 years ago now. And, you know, I'm that mum who's worked in corporate IT organisations like my whole life. 27 years I worked in corporate, you know, just going to that 9-to-5 job, Monday to Friday. But I had a great life back then. I was earning 6 figures and I had the freedom to go and do what I wanted to. You know, life happens. We get married and have children, and our priorities totally change, right? And I went from having that really cool lifestyle to being, I don't know, I kind of felt trapped, and I lost myself in that process of being a mum. It was just a totally different experience from having that freedom and flexibility to looking after little people all the time. And I really lost myself in that role. And it got so bad that I pushed my marriage away. I didn't really appreciate what I had. And I ended up living on a single parent pension then after I separated from my husband. And, you know, we lost our house. I kept the kids. And $440 a week is really different and difficult to live on when you've come from having a 6-figure income to go back down to that. So, yeah, this came into my life. Like, I've lost 37 kilos so far on my journey since I left my husband. And I was really looking for a way to be able to just maintain the weight loss that I already have. I didn't lose it on our program that we have in Juice Plus. But yeah, I was looking to just have more energy and get that nutrition in every day. And then I met Lorian, who's my mentor. And yeah, he said, look, just give it a go. Just give it all for 4 months and just see what happens. And yeah, I just started from there, and I loved the changes that I could see in my life. And I plugged in from day one. I think I've done Monday night training, which is our Monday night training, pretty much every week without fail since I started this business 2.5 years ago. Whether I was here, whether I was over in America, traveling around, whatever it may be. So over the last 2.5 years, I've gone from having no life to getting my life back again. And although, I don't know, for me, there's a lot of people that do this for their kids, you know, to do mum care instead of daycare and all that kind of stuff. I am totally doing that, but the changes that I've seen in myself to allow me to be a better mum and to plug into the personal development, because I was that mum that sat on the couch every day sometimes. I've been known to sit on the couch for 3 weeks in a row watching reruns of, I don't know, whatever amazing, fun American sitcom TV shows I could find, because it takes you out of the reality of the Groundhog Day of being a mum. But yeah, over the last 2.5 years, I haven't had to do that. I love doing this. I love talking to people, connecting with people, and just the growth journeys that I've gone on through that. I don't think I had ever read a personal development book ever in my life before I started this business. and it's crazy. I think I'm now a personal development junkie. I travel around. I've been to 2 Tony Robbins events in the last year, and I just plug into everything. I've got 5 amazing mentors in this business who I love, and I've taken little bits and pieces from them that I felt that I was missing or that I'd lost in my life. So to give you an example, like Adam always used to say to me, Lee, your business is not going to grow until you grow. So for me to go and find, like he would say that, and I'm like, what are you talking about, Adam? I'm not going to grow. And I didn't understand because I wasn't really plugging into the development side, or I was listening to something, but, you know, information is not transformation, is the biggest key that I've got in this business. You can read all the personal development, you can sit on all of the training, but unless you're actually taking notes and taking action on 1 or 2 of those points every single time you listen to something, to me, it just wasn't valuable for me to sit there and use my time into something that I wasn't going to take action on. So I would just start adding little bits into my daily routine, whether it was something with the kids or like buying a mini trampoline and boosting my energy up, or, you know, whatever it may be. I've taken action points out of all the personal development that I've learnt, and just really staying close to the fire, because the more that you can do that, the more you gain. You know, you get so much energy from other people, that just raises you up to help you speak to people differently and to have belief in yourself, and yeah, just really go out there and totally nail it. You're on.
Here I am. So, Lee, what I would really love for you to share with everyone tonight is, you know, those days that you're just like, oh, got no one to speak to, or I can't be bothered today, or something goes on with your boys and you're just in that funk. And let's face it, we all get there, but how do you just step into that inner boss babe and that inner wisdom and like, you know what, I've got to do the do. And what mindset, what things do? You have a power song? Do you just change your state? What are some key things and some points that just get you into that zone, babe?
Yeah, you're totally right. Like there is some days, and even today, there's still some days that I still am like, oh my God, like it feels like Groundhog Day again. Go and do the school run and the lunches and everything like that. But so some of the things that I've done, and I kind of chop and change it depending on how I feel. I've got, I do vision boards. So I've got all my vision boards. I've got about 4 of them all dotted through my lounge room. Lucky I'm single, right? I think a guy'd come over here and go, what is all of these things all over your house? But that's okay. It's my house. So that's something that Lauren Slocum has brought out, the creative side in me. I used to love doing creative things, and I stopped for a while because of just the busy life of being a mum. So that really gets me going every day. Something that I can look at and feel all of the things that I've put on there. Now, she's got training sessions. If you just Google Lauren Slocum, obviously she's in our business. So she does some really cool manifestation board training that are on YouTube. Another thing is I've got power songs, and I just don't get bored of them. They're 5 songs that I absolutely love. That Sia Unstoppable song was the song that I went out on stage to, and Wonder Woman is the thing that I love. You know, I always talk to people about, you know, who are you inspired by? Because you've always got to find somebody that inspires you to be able to get that from them. And Lauren Slocum was my creative. Wonder Woman, I've got a whole cabinet of Wonder Woman things here, and I look at them, you know, because I'm a visual person. I look at that and go, that's the strength and the courage and the determination that I need to keep going every day. So what do I need to do to, you know, transform? It's kind of geeky, but whatever, it works. Whatever works for you, right? And yeah, it's just looking at that, listening to the songs. And if you're having a bit of a funk of a day, just crank some songs up. You know, if you've got 5 songs that you just listen to on repeat, it doesn't matter, because they're the songs that lift you up. So like if I've had a bad day, I'll, you know, go for a walk on the beach and put my 5 songs on, or I'll listen to it in the car. Sometimes I put the songs on before I do a Zoom with someone or a 3-way call, because it can put you in a totally different state to even listen and talk to other people. And other things is just even changing your posture, just the way that you're sitting when you're having a conversation with someone, even if it's on the phone. I try and consciously do that and get my team to do that as well. And yeah, I just call it superhero yourself. Just find those power virtues that you need to add into yourself every day of who you want to become. Because if you're going to stay the same as you are now, there's no transformation, and people don't follow that.
I love that. So important. Changes state, changes everything, right?
Yeah.
I would absolutely love to ask, and I know the 46 people we've got on the call would love to know, do you have some literally non-negotiables in your day? Is it one of those, 5 to thrive or high five? Do you have like a bit of a non-negotiable? You've got to have 10 new exposures every day. Do you, all those different things? Do you listen to 20 minutes of personal development day? Do you do your grid? How do you work your business to make sure you're constantly educating and exposing and keeping those conversations going every day?
Yeah, I think everybody's different, right? Like the amount of time people have, the bullshit excuses that everyone's got. Like, you've got to be able to work this around you. And I just found a way that worked for me. So, and I do it in my stolen moments. I'll wake up 5 minutes early. Not at the moment because it's winter and I'm struggling with this one today, but at the moment, but getting up like 10 minutes early just so that I can do a post, because that's when the mums are on. And for the last couple of weeks, I haven't been doing it. So for the last couple of days, I've consciously been having to switch it up to go, okay, well, I know that was working now, but it's really easy to get into the funk of letting it go. But how long do you, it's like, what's that saying that they say about when you fall off the wagon? It's, well, how long until you get back on the horse again? It's basically what it is. And sometimes it can be a day, sometimes it can be a couple of days, but being conscious of it, that's one thing that I've been trying to do. And the other non-negotiables will definitely be, I've got Audible on my phone, and I download books on Audible, so that I've got about an hour and a half round trip for school runs twice a day. It's awesome. So I listen to Audible in the car. I don't listen to the radio. I don't listen to the news. I never watch TV, very rarely. On the odd occasion I might do, but I'll add in that personal development in the times of the day when I know that I can, right? I'll either put them on when I'm cooking dinner or, in the car, walking around. For my reach outs and my follow-ups, I'm a little bit naughty, but I really get motivated at the gym. I love it. My mind's fresher. I'm more inspired. So every day, my non-negotiable is to go to the gym, because that's working on me. And if I don't go, my mindset's not right. So every day that I get there, I go sit on the spin bike, because I've got free hands then, and I'll do about 10 minutes of posting while I warm my legs up, and then I'll go and do a workout. I can do reach outs in that time. So I've also scheduled my day so that my non-negotiables that I need to have in this business, I found out what they were. I found out what they were from day one. I put my hands up and said, Lorian, like, for me to do this business on this amount of time, what do I need to do to make it a non-negotiable? Because quite often people will get off training or not get onto the things that they're supposed to do. But for me, it was that non-negotiable that if I don't do this, my business isn't going to grow. So I've got all my schedule planned in, and then I plan calls and kids' activities around that. My kids kind of have a little bit of a free rein at nighttime sometimes, because we do training 3 nights a week. And I'm just okay with that. There's other people that may not be, but this is my house and my business, and I have to do this to be able to create a better life for my family. So I decided that was the best option for me. And 3 nights a week, they have iPads until about 8 o'clock, and that's cool. It works. So I think it was just really important to find something that works for me and that I was okay with.
Yeah, I really love that. And I think that's what I love about this business and this profession. You do work it around and weave it around your lifestyle, and that's super important.
Yeah.
Can you share with everyone, I guess, how important it is to stick to your mentor? You know, it's important of knowing the numbers, right? It's not about just doing a beautiful post on Instagram or Facebook. Like, how important has it been for you to build your business to, say, speak to Lauren once a week or the start of every month or every fortnight of that injection, that plugging, right? Because if you don't know what you need to do, how are you going to build a business? So can you share with everyone when you were, when you first started, was it once a week you would speak to Lauren? Like, how did you work? Were you a numbers person? Did you need to know quotas? What's something that really worked for you?
In the beginning, I pretty much spoke to Lauren nearly every day. And I've got about 5 frontline girls now who are like my diamonds. They're the ones that are really in action, and I nearly would talk to them every day, whether it's via a text message, whether it's in our group chat. It's just so important. You're always going to have questions, and if you don't, you're not growing and you're not learning. So, find that person. Where, like, group chats are great. I've been encouraging people to do group chats, but there is certain times where you do need that one-on-one to go through numbers and to work out how to talk to somebody or overcome objections and things like that. So probably once I got to SC, I'd say that I was doing a catch up with Lorian probably 3 times a month. And we'd sit down at the beginning of the month and we'd go through the numbers. Who can we help? What are they at? How many customers do they need? And I pretty much sit here and I work all of that out. Like, you can go through your customers now and you can see the people that are close to qualifying or close to getting to SDVF. Well, how many customers do you actually need? Not messaging them going, hey, you're close to SDVF, you need 3 customers. Like you've got 200 points away or something. Like, actually breaking it down for people and learning those skills to be able to go, well, when you get 3 new customers, that's $61 for every premium order, and actually learning how to break all of that down. Because I find that, you do need to know what the process of the business is as well. And if you don't know that, you're not really sure on how to get someone started, because if you don't know it yourself.
Absolutely. And your front lines are seeing how you were coaching and mentoring them, and then they know that's what then they duplicate down. So the whole team are learning strong, and they're being powerful, right? And they're being resourceful. So you know that how you work with Lauren, you're building that strength, that armor of your skill set, your mentoring, which is going to get passed down. So that you stepping into that, you're doing the best thing for your team, right?
Oh, 100%. And I think the good thing is, when I first started, Lorian was already a national marketing director, or very close to it when I first started. So he'd already been in the business and had the knowledge. Whereas I understand that some people do start and they may not have that. And it's important to always reach up to a leader that's leading. Because, you can still have an SC that just got to SC. They haven't necessarily learned all the skills that they need to teach a team of people. You can get there really easily. But then I admire the people that actually do it the slow way, because they've learnt through the process. They've grown through the process. So always find just that crew of people that can coach you, and find the mentor that you resonate with.
And what I'd love to ask is, Lee, what are your non-negotiables that when you start a brand new franchisee up or a team member, what are your non-negotiables? Is it that you sit down with them and you really work out what they're wanting to earn per month? Do you let them know from the word go, the commitments of the training? Because let's face it, if we're not getting onto team training, if we're not being resourceful, we're not going to learn those skills to have a successful entrepreneur business. So what are your top 5-10 tips that when you bring on someone brand new, how do you start them off strong?
First of all, just finding out why they're here. Like everybody's different. I've talked to some people who just are happy earning a couple of $100 a month. You probably don't need to be talking to 20 people a day if you just want to earn $200 a month, right? So everyone's different, and just having that expectation that if you want to build this business, this is a 3 to 5 year plan. This is not you are going to make $4,000 in a year plan because most people aren't going to put in the time and the effort to do that. But if you can, like I was a single mum, I was at home and I did not want to go back to work. I'm quite happy going to the gym every day. I couldn't do that in my job. So, you find a way to do extra work in those situations. But then if you've only got half an hour, then what if you can just reach out to one person, but stay consistent? Do one person every day. And then if you are comfortable with that, then build it up a bit more. There's people that have never posted on social media before, and then they start a business like this and they go and flood their social media post with Juice Plus spam everywhere. People just back off. So it's just being flexible with where they're at and what they want out of it. I talked to a girl the other day and she wants to earn $80,000 in 2 years, but she's not even getting on and doing 5 reach outs a day. So really, really set that expectation and talk to a leader about, this is what I want to make in this business and how do I do that? Like, how many people do you need to bring on to get that? Because everything that I've seen, like when we went to GoPro the other day, and when you look at all of the leaders, it's the percentages of numbers. I've brought on 17 new frontline to get to NMD. I talked to some of the other brand new NMDs and they've brought on roughly the same. And then Kira she's 300 club now. She's brought on about 120 people. So you just got to look at the averages of some will, some won't. You'll have some that are diamonds, some that are they're just earning $500 a month and love them where they're at. So my non-negotiables for starting new team is that find out exactly what they want and set the expectations. Non-negotiables are team training, Monday night team training, because we go over, not only how to get someone started strong, but what's happening in Juice Plus land. Not everybody gets onto the Australian, New Zealand calls from the franchise team. So, just passing on information down to your whole team. And, if someone asks a question, I'll always refer back to, did you watch Monday night training? No, go and watch it then. I'm not going to repeat information that's already on Monday night training. So I just don't micromanage. I try not to anyway.
Well, you're a business owner. Thank you so much. Before we kind of just close in the last 5 to 6 minutes, for any mums out there and single mums, and because obviously that's who you are, but what would be probably some 3 words of wisdom that you would give someone if you knew what you knew now? What would you have done differently maybe when you started? Would you have maybe got onto team training? Was it to just be more fearless? What would be something you would love to share with everyone before we finish up?
Definitely tell yourself new stories, because we'll all have some bullshit story excuse going on in our mind of why we can't do something. And it's always a result of what somebody else has told us. A lot of my BS excuses were from my ex-husband and having fear and control issues, letting other people into my life. And it carries on through your family life. It carries on through your business. It carries on from the way that you project out to people. And I just had to come more from the heart when I talk to people. I got in a situation where I couldn't even be bothered talking to other people because I didn't have it in my relationship to start with. So it was just learning new skills and, figuring out what is that innermost dominating question that I ask myself every single day and just change it up.
I love that. Ask yourself a better question, right? Changes everything.
It does, yeah.
Well, Lee, I just want to say thank you so much. You've been a massive inspiration for a lot of people over here in WA. We loved your speech and we love that you took the time to stay up. We know there's a 2-hour time difference. And we really are grateful for you for staying up. So thank you so much for taking the time, and honestly,
Pleasure.
have the most amazing week. So if everyone could unmute themselves and give a massive thank you to Lee, and that would be greatly appreciated.